Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Team Gohan Fighter back with another video, and today I'm going to do my RWBY review of Volume 4, aka Season 4, Episode 9, aka Chapter 9. It is called Two Step Forwards, Two Steps Back. And yeah, there was a lot of that in here. This is probably, I thought, the done episode. This is probably the best episode I've seen in the season so far. There was a lot of action going on. There was a lot of storyline telling going on. It opens up with Yang, which just is awesome, and her father. They're basically, sparring, basically, and he explains to her, if, he can fight, and she says you still don't have your balance, basically. And she explains it, and we actually hear the mother reference, about her mother, and how she's similar, but there's a lot of things that she does not have that her mother has. So there's a lot of explanation there. They end up sparring one more time, and Yang eventually gets the upper hand on her father, and they also, of course, talk about the hand, the arm, and all that stuff. It was a really good scene, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the opening scene of it. Yang trying to learn, how to fight, and, we got a little insight about her mother. A little bit about herself more that we didn't really know. About, what her mother was, about her ambitions, They even talk about how the team was divided, his team was divided. So they go into a lot of in-depth stuff during this, little sprawl confrontation that I was very, very happy about. And we got to see Yang, we didn't really get to see Yang that much this season, so it's always really good to get some Yang action. Hopefully get some more in the next episode. There's only a couple more episodes left in the season. So, like I said, really enjoyed the opening scene. Yang looked sharp. I wish, what they could do is, they could give her some fake skin over the robot hand. Oh, well, they're already doing Star Wars 101 at this point. Why don't we just go to the full effect at this point? It's the one thing I wish they could do, possibly. But that's whatever. Yang looked good. Really happy she, got to show her old spunky self, at the end there with her father. And so it was good. And then after that, they move on to Weiss. And Weiss is just basically practicing in her bedroom since she's stuck. She appears to be, trying to summon a sword. And then she's interrupted by, through her winter powers, and she's interrupted by her brother. And she asks, "Are you jealous of me?" or stuff like that, and he basically, brushes it off. And saying that how he's not because she's barbaric or whatever. Eventually, she shuts the door on him because she's just grown tired and annoyed of him because he wants to be left alone. Weiss eventually summons this sword, but it's not just a sword, it's this Winter Soldier character type thing with a sword. And, he's basically bowing to Weiss. And, the butler eventually comes in and says, Weiss says, "Can I have a favor?" Basically, after, of course, this thing breaks the window. This Winter Soldier type thing breaks the window. So I'm assuming that she's going to eventually bust out. And we'll probably see that more in the next following episode. So I thought it was a pretty good overall scene. Like I said, a lot of action went on in this episode. So if you wanted a lot of action, this was the episode. This was probably the best episode so far if you wanted a lot of actions with plots going on, because there was a lot of that in this, Yang, Weiss, some actions, and then we'll get to the next part very soon. A lot of stuff going on, and I really liked it, and I really enjoyed it. So that's what happened with Weiss, and it was, like I said, very good, very well done. With Weiss, like I said, she's probably gonna break out where that's probably what she's gonna do. She's probably gonna leave, and you know, meet up with the gang. I don't know, like, where she plans on going, but I'm assuming she's gonna meet up with Yang. That would be the most. That actually, maybe, I don't know. No, because Yang's still like but maybe she meets up with Yang. Maybe Weiss meets up with Yang because, like, you know, she might be the closest to finding Ruby or Ruby and everyone else. So she might go to Yang first, because I think Blake and Sun, they're kind of where they are. And I don't think she knows where Ruby is, and that's what I think it would make sense, because, like, they would go together and, you know, kind of help out Ruby, you know, because eventually I think there's going to be something there, you know, towards the end, you know, which we'll get into the episode later of explaining why. But yeah, that's where I think might happen. So then the next scene we get to where, you know, kind of the episode ended last week, and that was the Blake and Sun Wukong chasing after one of these appears to be a White Fang member, and you know, so they finally get to it and they confront it, and so then they start battling against it, fighting against it, and I'll kid you not, before they revealed the face of that person, I will kid you not, I thought that was Pure at first. I was like, no, like, cause she had the red hair and shit. Like, I thought at first that was Pure, cause it was like, no, like, and I don't know if anyone else got that feeling, but that's what I did for, like, the first couple of seconds of seeing that scene. I was like, wait a minute, you know, wait a minute. You know, is that Pura, like, right there? Like, you know, how, like, is she really alive? Like, it doesn't mean that she isn't somehow secretly alive, but I'm just saying, like right there, I was like, wait, no, like, is that really her? You know, is this really how they're going to tell us that she didn't die? That she's some undercover agent for the White Fang? I was like, no, this can't be right. Her mask eventually comes off, and Blake basically, you know, is like, paused and says, Ilya, and you know, it was just like a little relief, sort of, that it wasn't Pure, because I was like, I really thought that was Pure at first. But then when she said Ilya, when Blake said Ilya, I was like, okay, it's not her. She basically apparently wants something from Blake, and Blake says no. And then she transforms, actually, first what happens is, after she says Ilya, Sun Wukong she basically attacks him with her weapon, but it's some thunder type, electricity type thing, and it just basically takes out Sun with ease. And she basically says that she wants something from Blake, and she says no, and then she transforms into this blue thing, and she also, when she attacked Sun Wukong, she transformed into this red skin type thing, and then she turned into you know, a green thing, green blue-ish type thing. It was really weird. It was really creepy. Yeah, it was green and blue. It was basically like green and blue spots. It was really creepy. It was like basically like some camouflage type, you know, lizard type crap going on there. So it was really interesting to see that. I'm really curious about this character now, what she's bringing to the table, since she's got this like camouflage type lizard type thing going on now. Um, so that was basically the end of that scene for Blake. So then we get to where Ruby and the others are at basically. And Ruby and John are basically trying to carry Crow because, like, as we seen at the end of the last episode, Crow had some gray stuff in him, which I guess is poison, which is why he can't walk. And Nora and Jen are there, and yeah, they basically are walking, and they eventually come to a halt. There's a bunch of like different ways they can go, but they have to go a certain way, and it's basically up the mountains, which they can't like climb with carrying Crow. So they're trying to find different ways to like go up this mountain basically, and they're arguing over it for like ever basically, and eventually they get to the point where they decide that they have to split up. So Jen and Nora basically go their way. John and Ruby are going to take the longer way basically, because there's a longer way they can go, like where an old deserted village used to be, and that can actually lead to their destination or whatever, I guess, but it's a longer path. Where Jen and Nora are basically going to be going to the path where they go up the mountain and it's much easier to get to their set destination. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of where they're divided basically. They don't know what they want to do, but that's what they're doing, and so they say hopefully we'll be able to bring more people back. I don't think they're like I said, I think they're gonna eventually meet up with Weiss and Yang. That's where, because I think Yang and Weiss are gonna meet up first. Then they're gonna meet up with the new RWBY gang. That's what I think's going to happen. It appears Yang's almost back to her old self and being able to fight with her new arm. So I think she's eventually going to get involved. And Weiss busted out, so Weiss is going to be with Yang. Weiss might get some new clothes too. Yang, I know, most likely will get new clothes when she starts battling, based on the Twitter, a debut like picture that they had. She's going to have something new by the end of the season, I think, because it's completely different from what her original model sketches were, which is what she's currently wearing. As well as I think Weiss is gonna get a new getup, because I don't think she's gonna want to be in high heels when she's like fighting for real. So that's what I'm thinking. She's gonna be getting something new. But I'm really, really happy with this episode. I'm really happy with this episode. This episode was their best episode. It was like everyone got some type of airtime from where everyone is at, and everything seemed to fit in really good. We got some good action with Yang, a little sprawling with the father, more insight. We got, what Weiss is doing, to planning to break out, I'm assuming. Then we got the whole plot thing with Blake and Son. And then finally we got, what the new RWBY gang's doing. Also, I would also like to mention that at the end of the Blake and Sun Wukong scene, there was, like, because Sun Wukong, I forgot to mention, Sun Wukong is, like, he's, like, hurt, basically, you know, he's got like a blood spot, I think, too. And Weiss was really, really upset. Or Blake, I mean, not Weiss, God damn it. Blake was really, really upset. Like, there's like clearly something going on there, you know. Blake really, really cares for Sun. I think Sun really cares for Blake. It's kind of funny because the Sun was like the one that wanted to like save Blake, but in reality, Blake's gonna be the one who saves Sun because Sun's the one who got hurt. So they really got some black Sun, it's called Black Sun thing going on right there, too. So I'm really happy for that. Very excited for that. Also, at the end of this episode, because that was the end of the episode, that was pretty much everything they did. I just forgot to mention about the thing about Blake and Sun at the end, which is what I just mentioned. But something else happened at the end, which really, and this is not really involving the anime of RWBY, but it's about the video game of RWBY. For anyone who doesn't play the game on Steam, you will be able to play the game on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One come January 17th, 2017, which to me is really good. It's going to be much easier for me to play it on the PlayStation 4 than the Steam. The only thing that sucks is I have to start over, and I have to re-buy a new downloadable content for the PlayStation 4. I don't even know how much it's going to cost for the PlayStation 4. I'm assuming it's going to be a digital download release. Hopefully it will be around the same price that it's currently running up on Steam right now. Especially if it's a digital download game. And if it's like got the same stuff that it's got on for Steam, unless they got some new goodies that are like, you know, going to be in the game now. But this will definitely be easier. I don't know how they're going to do the chat thing like they do on Steam, you know, for the PlayStation. If you just chat with like friends online like you normally do for the PlayStation 4, if they actually have a legitimate chat type thing with interacting with friends. But it will be a hell of a lot easier for me for my PlayStation 4. I don't know if you I don't know, like I said, I don't know, because you have to usually have online access for playing games online on a PlayStation 4. But the thing is, with this game, if it's the same as the Steam version, if it's the same thing as the Steam version, I don't know how that's gonna work. Because you usually chat online. So it's, you know, like I said, it could be different. They could have like different features on it compared to what they do for the natural Steam version. But to me, it's gonna be really weird playing it that way. For anyone who doesn't know, my PlayStation Network is Super Gohan Goku. So once I get that game, you know, you guys can hit me up on RWBY, because that's the RWBY video game, because that's most likely how I'm going to play the video game from now on. I'm probably not going to play it on Steam anymore now once the game comes out on PlayStation 4, because it's like, it makes more sense. You know, I can actually probably do gameplay now, since, well, we all seen how my first time doing a RWBY gameplay, it didn't exactly work. You know, it didn't come out really good. So that's my little tidbit on that. You know, when they showed that at the end of the episode, I wouldn't have mentioned that in this video. Would have made a separate video about it. But since they mentioned it in the video, since they mentioned it at the end of the episode, I kind of felt I could just mention it here. So that's pretty good. Hopefully we'll get some new characters too in RWBY. They'll have another downloadable content very soon. Hopefully. Yeah, very happy with the this episode. I think it was the best episode of the season so far. But that's about it, guys. That's, like I said, that's the end of the episode. Pretty much everything, like I said, I thought was really good. Tell me what you guys think. If you like this video, please comment, rate. If you like this video, please subscribe. Also, I do have a Patreon, so if you guys support my contents, you know, it's there. I do have my RWBY Steam account, you know, for anyone who wants to hit me up on RWBY. But with the new RWBY game coming out for the PlayStation 4, I don't really see the point anymore, since I'm probably going to be playing it on PlayStation 4 from now on. It's gonna suck. I have to start everything over again, but I mean, it's whatever at this point. I could be Yang again and beat the game. I hadn't beat the game, but I was close to beating the game with Yang. But yeah, I mean, being on PlayStation 4 will be much easier. And that's about it, guys. I am Team Gohan Fighter, and I'm out of here. Peace.